What's up, guys? Episode 5. We're doing a freaking Q&A today. We're gonna be going through some of your guys' questions. We want to make this a bigger segment, by the way. So please make sure that whenever we post on our Instagram, like go and comment. We will literally reward you guys for commenting. I think on there I said best question is gonna receive a free month. So whoever we decide the best question is, we're gonna give them a free month to basically come work out here at the cage. So with that being said, we're gonna get right into the cues. So you want
I'm
to go
gonna
ahead
give
and
you
do the
the
first one?
A's. I'm gonna give you the A's of the Q's. All right. Start from the bottom and go up because this is sorted by like top comments. Um, all right. So Jose Josecito Lifts asks, how frequently can I refeed/cheat on my diet while cutting and still stay on track? That's a good question. So how often can you cheat on your
Cheat on
diet?
my diet.
Technically, you could do it daily, as long as you are staying within your calories. I mean, like you're gonna be fine, right? Now, is that something that you can adhere to on a daily basis? Like, can you have ice cream every single day and still stay below your calories? It's gonna be a lot harder. But technically, can you do it and still stay within calories and keep yourself in a deficit? Absolutely. Now, I think like in a contest prep scenario, I think that's a lot different. I think keeping yourself as satiated as possible is the strat. Um, and so I don't think that doing a cheat or a refeed is really even necessary. Like you technically don't really even need it um, at all. Are
Yeah.
you gonna elaborate on that?
I would say it's like case dependent. I'm gonna answer this slightly differently. But when you say how frequently can I refeed and cheat on my diet? So when someone asks that, I get a red flag. I feel like you're already kind of thinking with the end in mind, almost to a degree like maybe you don't like the things that you're eating, so you're consistently wanting to cheat or binge, right? And so if that's kind of where this is going, I would probably say reassess your diet, like reassess the things that you're doing on this cut, right? Reassess how much weight you've lost already and see where you're at physically, right? Like really assess your physique. See how see how much more you actually have left, or if you even need to keep dieting right now. Because if you're starting to get that, like those thoughts of like, man, I need to like have everything right now. You may be at a point where you've probably dieted a good amount. Obviously, if you just started, okay, that's completely different. But if you've already lost a good amount of weight, um, and you're already getting those signals, it might just be time for like diet break. It might just be time for you to like
Yeah,
just
maintenance.
eat at maintenance into what you were talking about, like refeed. Definitely check your diet if you feel like you're already there. Like I would probably say switch up your diet. Maybe find a couple of recipes that you actually enjoy, make them low calorie. That's
Yeah.
also really something that you could do, like just to stick to a diet if you want to keep continuing it. However, if you know for a fact you're already pretty fatigued from this, it's been a while, and you already have lost a good amount of weight, it might just be time to just be at maintenance and incorporate maybe 1 or 2 free meals a week. Um, I don't think having like a refeed or a cheat um, while cutting and still staying on track, I don't think is necessary. I think throughout a diet phase, like whether it's 10 weeks, 12 weeks, 15 weeks, 16 weeks, you should be able to go through that with very minimal amount of refeeds. The biggest thing you should do is maybe just cut back activity, like cut back cardio, cut back steps, maybe cut back training. A lot of the times that'll regulate the food that you're eating. However, if it's more of like a mental thing for you, then, a refeed might be something that's needed. It's just all dependent. But I would say in general, that's what I would say. I don't think that you really need one. However, it's case dependent. Every athlete is different. Every person on a weight loss journey is different. Some people are just more mentally attached to food, and so maybe for those people, a refeed might be necessary. Rather than like a cardio or step reduction, right? So, but that's kind of along the lines of
I
what I
think
would
for the
say.
average person, if your diet feels like a diet, you're probably not approaching it in the right way. You're probably like just eating bland, boring food, and that's not necessarily always the right approach.
Yeah.
Now, I think if you're an athlete, that's a little bit different. I think if you're trying to get to really lean levels of body fat, like you have to push yourself to a different level of extreme. But I think for a regular average Joe, like if you don't like the foods that you're eating while you're in a diet phase, while you're trying to lose some weight, change the foods that you're eating. You can make almost anything low calorie. There are plenty of recipes online that can give you ideas and help you come up with things that are going to stay within your calories and you can still lose weight. So if you're somebody that fucking loves pizza, there's a bazillion fucking online recipes.
Low calorie
Yeah, low
pizzas.
exactly low calorie pizzas that you can recipes online that you can find and go whip up. So um,
I
no
used to do.
maintenance.
I used to use the Greg Doucette's
Yeah,
cookbook.
yeah,
Yeah, Greg
that's a
Doucette's cookbook
that's a
was
great resource.
fire,
Yeah,
fire. That was like back in like 2019, like
yeah,
2020. Really good resource to have. Honestly, if you guys dig enough, you can probably find it free somewhere.
yeah.
It's like a free PDF somewhere,
Link
probably.
bug right.
I really like this guy. Flexible dieting lifestyle. think that's his name on Instagram. But he's like this white dude, blonde. He like makes a ton of freaking low calorie recipes. He's awesome. Like I've used a lot of his
What's
recipes.
the one guy that owns Anabar? What was his name? He was really big on YouTube like a couple years ago.
What was his name? I know who you're talking about.
The guy that always wears the hat.
Yeah,
Damn, I forgot his name.
I
He's also
totally
big.
forgot
I
his name.
forgot his name.
I don't even think he's even on YouTube anymore. I don't even
No,
know.
I haven't seen his videos in forever.
Yeah.
He's the owner of Anabar. He started Anabar and then like just completely went off of YouTube. Probably started making so much money off of Anabar. He's like, I don't need to fucking do these YouTube videos anymore.
Yeah.
But he did a bunch of like low calorie, high protein recipes,
Yeah.
just like Greg just said. So
Exactly. But yeah.
good question. Okay. So Santiago Aiden asks, what are good supplements to have when first starting off in the gym? I don't think you need any, actually. I don't think you need a single supplement. Um, there's not anything that's going to fix the fact that you need to train hard, that you need to get enough sleep, that you need to eat enough protein and eat well. Nothing's going to change that. Like that is always going to be the most important thing. Like supplements are just a boost and a very, very minor boost at best. Like it's most people do not have amazing like gains or benefits when they start really almost any supplement. But they absolutely can and will help, especially if you're trying to fill in the gaps in your nutrition. So I think some things that like if you start to go to the gym, something that can help fill those gaps is let's see,
Protein powder.
protein powder, maybe some sort of pre-workout,
Mm-hmm.
maybe creatine. You can take that year round. Like that's super well researched. Like take it, whatever. Um, might help, might not, whatever. Vitamin D, especially if you live in a state that has pretty harsh winters and it's pretty cloudy during the winters. Like we live in the Midwest, so like vitamin D is definitely a good one.
That's a huge one, yeah.
Yeah.
Vitamin D for sure.
Mhm.
Maybe magnesium. Like magnesium, I know like that's probably like one of the most deficient besides vitamin D is magnesium. So a good magnesium glycinate supplement I think would do you very good just in terms of recovery and ultimately just bettering your sleep and all that stuff. But other than that, I mean, not really. I mean, I'm so when I first started training, when I first started working out, I I don't think I started doing anything until probably like my first year of working out, and it's because I really wanted to try protein powder. And at the time, I thought protein powder was like freaking gear. Like it's because like when I would look at the magazines, like that's how it was portrayed almost because you'd see these ginormous bodybuilders with like their freaking tub of freaking whey, right? And it was like, wow, in order to look like that, you have to take this, right? And my parents actually thought that was like legit gear. Like they thought that if I took whey, that it was going to affect my blood work, that it was going to affect my health. Like my mom was super against it. It was crazy. It was like a whole dilemma at my house. But
It's like the creatine fucking cocaine,
yeah, they didn't.
taboo.
If I would have brought up creatine, they would have went freaking crazy probably. But like yeah, like during that time, and I finally gotten my first protein tub after about a year, and I started just taking that like once a day almost, sometimes even twice a day. Um, Other than that, I think like the other thing that I kind of got into was just pre-workouts at the time because I had just gotten into high school, and that's honestly I feel like when everyone starts figuring out what these things are, right? Because you hear from one buddy in the locker room of like, "Hey, look, I'm taking this and I'm taking this," and then I just tried a bunch of different pre-workouts. I got very hooked on pre-workouts. I don't think that's a good thing. Literally, all I got hooked on was pre-workouts, right? And while yes, it did help me in terms of like the short term, right? I did see an improvement. I would get like an extra rep or two on my bench press every time I took like a scoop of C4 or like a scoop of Jack 3D. Like this was back when like the OG kind of pre-workouts were coming out. And honestly, I ended up feeling a lot more shot from it though over time because I would just completely crash
Yeah.
after. And that's probably what a lot of you guys probably deal with because I see the pre-workouts you guys take nowadays and it's like 400 milligrams per freaking scoop. And that's insane. Like that's crazy. Like when C4 and all the other pre-workouts were coming out, there was no such thing as like high stim. It was just like one scoop of whatever. Obviously, some guys would do 2 or 3 scoops of shit, but like most of the time, it was like one scoop, and that one scoop probably had 150 milligrams. Nowadays, pre-workouts have like quadrupled in the amount of caffeine they give out. Like it's insane. Not only that, but you get a ton more ingredients nowadays that they put in, like that are other stimulants too. So I just don't think that's good in the beginning. I think you're better off just starting with the basics, starting with just training, nutrition, like actually narrowing those things down. And then after that, like, adding in some supplementation like protein powder, creatine, the things that you already probably know that are okay to take, right? But
High
other than that,
caffeine tolerance is not cool. Just
yeah,
like a high alcohol tolerance isn't cool. Like, like it's crazy. Kids taking 600, 700 milligrams
it's not a
of
flex.
caffeine
It's
seems
not a
crazy.
flex.
Like you need that to operate normally on a daily basis. Like I've had clients that I've worked with in the past that like me, they're like, yeah, I drink like 6, 7 cups of coffee a day and I don't feel anything. That's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Your caffeine dependence and tolerance is so high that you require that much caffeine to be able to just function at a normal level. Like that's what it is. It's not that the caffeine doesn't do anything to you. It's that you've built up such a high tolerance that you're dependent on it. You need it now.
Yeah. I don't know too many people that can function off that amount of high caffeine for a very long time.
Yeah.
Like you are lying to yourself if you feel like you are operating optimally, taking like 6, 7, 8 cups of coffee a day or like 3 energy drinks and like a pre-workout. Like
Yeah.
I could see it in like a contest prep setting, right? Like maybe like end of like the show, right? Because
Yeah.
you're going through it, but it's only for like a small duration. It's not like it's a
Yeah.
year, years that you're doing this, right? I don't think that's good for your heart long term. Stimulants are just that's what's known to give you guys heart palpitations, like
Yeah.
arrhythmias, and it's not good long term. So yeah, like definitely keep your stims a little low if possible, right? Like only use it when you need it, or
Yeah.
just
Use what you need. Don't
just get
don't
one
abuse
cup
it.
of coffee.
Don't abuse coffee or caffeine.
But yeah,
Well, that was a good question. Tell the story of how you started the gym, how the team met. So we did go over this one in the first episode. So if you want like an in-depth sort of story about how Gonz and I met and how sort of the gym came to be, definitely go ahead and run back, watch that one, watch the first episode.
it's a very long story.
But we can kind of go over it like a short form of it. So essentially, like Gonz and I met back in 20, I don't know, I was a sophomore in high school, 2018.
2017, 2018,
Yeah,
yeah, it was around that
2017,
time.
2018. He was a manager for a sales crew that I worked with in Cary, Illinois. So we did door-to-door sales. He was my manager for about a year, maybe two, probably like 2 seasons. I worked under Gons for that office. Then Gons left. I kept working there for a little bit. Um, COVID happened. We reconnected. He was doing a real estate business. I then joined him in the real estate business. We were working on that together for under a year, probably like 6, 7 months or so. Um, and sort of through that process, Gons offered to coach me through my first bodybuilding show. We did the bodybuilding show in 2021. Yes,
Yeah,
2021. We did the
2020.
bodybuilding show. Competed at the Noble Warrior, NPC Noble Warrior. Great show. Had a good time. Um, Throughout that whole process, Gons and I got really close. Talked about someday owning a gym. About a year later, he gets the
It just
opportunity.
appeared,
Yeah,
just literally appeared.
it like spawned out of thin air.
It
A
got
client,
manifested.
a client, a client that he had um, hit him up and told him that there was a gym for sale if he knew anybody that was interested. He called me up. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do it. So we came in. This gym was called Iron Fanatics Gym before it was the Kage Gym. So we negotiated it for a couple months and then closed on it in August or July.
It was like July, I
I think it was
think.
July.
Yeah.
July of 2022. I'm so bad with timelines.
Yeah.
So July of 2022. We closed on it, and now we've been running it for about 3.5 years. The guys that are with us, couldn't be happier, couldn't be more grateful for the team that we have. They came in the picture after we purchased the gym. So the first guy that joined us was Tyler. Tyler,
Yeah, Tyler came in through like so when we first started, we literally just started, yeah, I started posting up Indeed listings just to kind of get basically trainers to come in. Tyler was one of the first that actually responded to the ad. And he first came in, basically we started talking, started seeing what he was doing. He had just gotten his NASM certification. He wanted to coach people.
no,
I was like, "Damn, all right, cool. Kid looked like he wants to actually do this." And then he ended up actually it's funny, like a lot of his clients, his initial client base was all his friends. And he literally like
perfect.
yeah, he literally got most of them to come here and start getting trained by him. And that was the biggest thing that he could have done for himself because he got a bunch of experience. Over time, we gained more responsibilities, and he's been with us ever since. Kevin, kind of same thing, but he actually came through a personal training ad that we were running for Facebook, and he's had signed up for. He wanted to be a client actually, so I did his consultation. I got to know him. It was funny because he's actually from the area that I'm at. Like he's in Hoffman Estates. I'm in Schaumburg, which are like really close together suburbs. I'd never seen him. I think I had seen him before, like somewhere in the gym or something like that. But this is my first time ever interacting with him, and he just wanted to get back into training. He had told me he had competed before. Basically, long story short, he didn't end up wanting to do coaching, but he really liked the gym, so he joined and he bought the membership. And throughout that process, I think it was he got very close with a lot of the people there. Like Kevin was somebody that would just talk
Very
to you,
social, yeah.
and he would just keep talking to you for freaking forever. And along that, like we were starting to hire people, and he was one of the people that was like, "Yo,
I'll help
I
you.
want a job,"
Yeah.
like, and so we're like, "All right, cool." So we ended up hiring him, and that's kind of like how he became part of the crew. And through that process, I also started coaching him as well. Once he was kind of like ready to kind of take things seriously. But yeah, and then Kurt, actually,
Kurt,
yeah,
he was actually a member at Iron Fanatics
he
Gym
was a
before he
member
was
at Iron Fanatics. Yeah,
before he was a member here at the Kage Gym. So he knew he was here before we were,
yeah.
and so he was essentially just a member. He was a member at the gym, and sort of pretty similar with like Kevin. He was very social. I grew very close to him. Gons grew very close to him, and yeah, I mean, like he needed some extra work. I know he was also in school, and yeah, I mean, we hired him to take on some hours when we finally started like doing staff hours here at the gym, which like took us quite a while. It took us almost a year, I think, to really establish like a set of hours for staff to work. Um, yeah, he took on some hours, so
It was funny because like we still have the Instagram messages.
yeah,
This man like literally kept messaging us over and over saying like, when are we gonna get this? When are we gonna get that? Like when we were just starting, right? And like he was like, I'm gonna join. I'm gonna join. He didn't end up joining, I think, until like couple months in or something like that. And he finally got convinced after we got something. I forgot what it was. But then he
like
was
the
like,
deadlift bar.
yeah, because he actually got that. He got that. He helped. Well, like I think we split it or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. Yeah. And then I think there was something else. He gave us something. He gave us a piece, I think, that he could have here at
Oh
the
man,
gym,
we've had
a
like
bench or something. I don't know.
amazing. We
Yeah.
have such an amazing community. Like we have a lot of people that have like essentially donated equipment to the gym. I know like Zach, like that rogue bench that's out there. He donated that. Yeah, the barbell, that blue one. I believe that was Kurt.
Yeah.
Um,
I think the bench
oh
that's
man,
on the black bench.
I mean, just yesterday we redid the bathroom, and like one of our members, Miguel, he helped us do that whole project. So
Brought his fucking crew.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
So
fucking awesome. We have an amazing community, like people that definitely want to see this place to like continue growing. People that believe in what we're doing here.
yeah.
And I mean that's kind of the same story with I think all of our all of our employees they believe in us, they believe in what we're doing here in the gym and can see themselves being part of it. So that
Mm.
goes for like Nick. Nick was a member here for a pretty long time for about been a member for like a year and a half or so. Um, younger guy, and we were trying to find somebody to take on some more hours because our other guys, Kevin and Tyler, just getting busy with clients and they're taking on more clients and they're delegating more time to that, and so we just had less time to work staff hours like hourly here at the gym. So we were looking to hire somebody, and Nick was a kid that was already a member here. He was already integrated into the gym, sort of knew the culture, and yeah, he wanted a job. So
Mm.
um, we gave him a chance, and he's been great. He's a really responsible young guy. Love to have him on the team.
Tyler Z. Yeah,
Tyler
Tyler
Z,
Z was
yeah,
actually somebody that was just starting to do our social media too. Um, Also a really freaking cool dude. Like he definitely like helped us out. He's been literally here since like for like the last 2 years now, I
yeah,
think. Damn near 2 years. And then Alex, which is our brand new trainer, we finally got him set up with clients and everything like that. But he's also proving to be like a very good team member. So, and coach. So, but yeah, it's slowly started. It slowly started trickling in. You know what I mean? But like it definitely started very slowly in the beginning, right?
yeah,
Like it's like we've been very slowly adding on team members as the years have gone by, and it's slowly just been kind of stacking. Um, Nothing starts in like one day. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like it was in the beginning, it was literally just me and Omar, and
yeah,
that was basically it, right? We had a ton of help. I mean, of course, like a lot of his friends came. Some of my friends came, like, and we had a lot of support in the beginning, which honestly was freaking awesome. His
yeah,
dad came,
yeah,
like, helped us a ton with a bunch of like the different things that we needed to do to fix up inside of the gym. Like, it was a lot of just right time. What was that? What was that phrase? Right place at the right time,
yeah,
basically. And it just so happened that a bunch of people wanted to see us succeed, which was freaking awesome because I feel like that is, I don't know, I don't think it's common nowadays. I don't think a lot of people really kind of get together for
yeah,
things like this, right? Like, or at least maybe you don't see it as much,
yeah,
right? But it's definitely something that helped a ton. Like, I think
yeah,
that was probably like the biggest thing, right? But it was just an opportunity, guys. Like, I would say the biggest thing that happened out of it, it was just an opportunity. When my client texted me asking me about this gym, blah blah blah, I could have easily just been like, nah, or I could have easily just been like, I'm gonna wholesale this deal or something to someone else that wants to buy it.
yeah,
Uh, but at the end of the day, it was like, oh, why not own a gym? You know what I mean? And so that was literally the thought that kind of led to this process. And that was like ultimately, I think like the biggest thing that a lot of you guys need to realize is that you guys probably have opportunities like this most of the time. They kind of just phase in, but since it's not really something you think about, you kind of just push it
Mhm.
aside. And so I don't think it's uncommon. I just think that next time you do maybe see something like that, or maybe you guys have something that comes up like that, like maybe give it a little bit more thought,
Yeah.
see what you could do with it because
Those opportunities are everywhere too. Like you
yeah.
just have to look at things from a different angle sometimes because yeah, I mean, Gons could have very easily I could have never gotten a phone call. Gons could have very easily been like, yeah, like said no or just like, yeah, how am I gonna wholesale this deal and make money off of it? Good question. Um, Coach Gons asks, what is the best form of cardio?
I think this is a common question I get asked a lot, so that's why I decided to put it on
Yeah,
there.
this is a question I get asked a lot too.
Oh. I would say like the best form of cardio is going to be the form that you decide to do the most often and or can get done the most often. Um, I think that for a lot of you guys, I would assume that's probably going to be somewhere within like that like moderate intensity zone. I think that's okay, I would say for most people. And I'm answering this kind of like in the sense of living in the country that we live in, obesity is an all-time high. Most of you guys need to lose weight and or probably move more. So this is kind of my approach, right? In terms of the amount of cardio that you should be doing and or the kind that it should be. I think it should be more moderate intensity, maybe even some higher intensity cardio. Could you start with steps? Could you start with just moving a little bit more, right? Like doing what you can there. I think that's fine, right? Depending on your situation or depending on how in shape you are, right? Like if your cardiovascular endurance is just not that good right now, and you can't, even do like 5 minutes on the stairmaster or like 10 minutes on the elliptical. I mean, just start incline walking. I think that's cool too. But I'm just saying in general, right? If you're somebody that can actually maybe push themselves a little bit more, I think yeah, 30 minutes on a stairmaster is always going to be my favorite. 110%. That's just my form of cardio. I love that. Second favorite is probably going to have to be elliptical. Elliptical is probably going to be my ideal. And then third's probably going to be bike, like a bike. And then the last thing I'm probably going to want to do is an incline walk. Um, but I still use all of them. I'm not saying that I don't use one more than the other. I literally have done all the forms of cardio and I interchange them every once in a while. But my favorite by far is always going to be stairs for sure. I think that's going to be my favorite form of cardio and probably the cardio is going to get you in shape the fastest. So,
Yeah, no, I basically fully agree with that answer. Not much I would add on to that. I personally like cardio that I can do outside of the gym, something that I don't have to do inside. I like being out in nature. So like when I was living at home with my parents, I had a bike and I was biking like every single day. And that was the form of cardio that I really, really enjoyed. Getting up and going outside and going on a bike trail and smelling the grass and, being in nature and like that to me was super peaceful and a lot of fun. I can hold myself to that practically on a daily basis. Running was a pretty close second for me. Um, and then, yeah, stairs and elliptical. Like during prep, especially because it was cold while I was going through my prep, I mean, I don't want to be outside on a bike or running when there's snow on the ground or when it's cold as fuck. So, I would, yeah, just do stairs or the elliptical. I think that stairs are going to be for sure probably the best way to burn calories the fastest, therefore burn more fat
mhm.
quicker. Um, and then elliptical, I really like too. Something that actually Gons put me on. It was pretty game changer in a prep scenario where my joint like at points where especially like my knees or my hips or my ankles were getting beat up, the elliptical really helped still get that activity in without being super high impact on my joints. So that's something that like I program for most of my clients now, especially my bodybuilding clients, is like giving them the option of like, okay, if you can afford to do stairs and your joints feel fine, do stairs. If not, do something that's going to be pretty close in terms of the amount of calories that you can burn within that amount of time. And that's the elliptical. The elliptical, you're simulating like a running pattern without actually running. So there's no impact. You're not like hitting the ground, right, with your foot when you're on an elliptical. So it's like really low impact on your joints, which is nice. That's why old people love it. That's why old
Yeah.
people love the elliptical.
And you
So
can use your arms. You
yeah,
can use your arms. So
yeah.
like actually,
You should be
yeah.
using your arms. Yeah, yeah, for sure. That's what makes it so good, right? So it makes it really like high expenditure.
Hmm.
So cool. That was a good question. Okay, best place Coach_Gert asks, best places to eat out while staying on track, not Chipotle. Well, Chipotle is great, but I think you can make progress going to any fast food restaurant because every fast food restaurant at this point has a calorie friendly, diet friendly option. but I think the best places are still going to be those like make your own places. So Chipotle, although you said not Chipotle, Chipotle is great. Kava's great. Zupas is great. BB Bop, that's great. So all those places are places where you can pick and choose, assemble your own plate, your own bowl. I've heard this now online getting like coined like slop bowl places or like doesn't matter. It's still going to be the most diet friendly option. You can ask for, half the amount of rice or carbs because they tend to like load that shit up with fucking rice and beans. So like ask for half rice, ask for half beans. If you can afford it, ask for a double protein option. Load up on all the veggies. Don't get any of the really calorie dense sauces. Ask for low calorie dense. Oh,
I
like
really like our sweet green. I also really like what the heck was that other place called? Uh, sometimes I honestly I like Panera too. Panera
mhm.
is not too bad. Um, but yeah, the other ones that he said, basically like Kava, all those are pretty decent too as well. I would probably say one really cool. I downloaded this app actually. I mean, I don't really eat out, but like there's this app called Menu Fit, I think it's called. You do have to pay for it, I think, but I just kind of said whatever. I just wanted to see, but it uses AI to pick out any freaking restaurant in your area, and it'll tell you based on what your goals are, right? Because it gets like a little questionnaire on like what you're trying to do, where your weight's at, blah blah, all this stuff, and it uses AI to see what things on the menu you can order and or make lower calorie, and it gives you exactly what you need to order. It's actually freaking crazy. It's an amazing way to use AI, and literally like anything. Like I think there was like for example like Portillo's. If you guys are from Illinois, you guys probably know what Portillo's is, but like
Loaded.
anything from Portillo's usually is going to be pretty freaking high calorie. But it'll show you a way that you can order like a cheeseburger or like maybe like if you get some pasta there from Barnelli's, like it'll show you how to make it lower calorie by just telling them like how you want it made. Or sometimes it'll tell you like, okay, just eat half a portion, right? It should be estimated to be about these amount of calories. But it's something really cool to have that you can just kind of go off of and be like, oh wow, like now nothing's really unrestricted, right? Like because I mean, yeah, the bowl places are awesome, right? Those are always going to be the easiest way to make sure you're not like completely overeating. But if you are going out to like a restaurant, or if you're going to like somewhere maybe not as healthy because your friends are going there, like you can still have an option to kind of be like, okay, what can I eat off of here that's not completely going to just take me off my calories?
Yeah, if all else fails too, I think like just doing the basic research of before you go somewhere, pull up their nutritional menu.
Yeah.
Most franchises, like all fast food restaurants and a lot of the big chains, have a nutritional menu online available. It's mandated. They have to have a nutritional menu available online. So you literally look up the place. So if you're going to, I don't know, Olive Garden, you look at Olive Garden nutritional menu. It will tell you the breakdown of calories and a lot of the times even protein, fats, and carbs, even sodium. It'll give you a lot of information on all the menu items that they have. So you can literally see what you're going like what to pick on the menu and what makes sense for your current diet situation. Um, like don't be lazy. Like pull up Google. It's directly from the restaurant. They are telling you exactly how many calories is in it, how much protein, how much fat, how much carbs, all of it. So like look it up. I think the only thing with the AI approach that I've had a sort of trouble with clients, actually I actually just had a conversation with a client yesterday about this, was some the AI models can be off in terms of their calorie calculations. And I think it overestimated my guy's, like he got a bowl from Kava and it overestimated it by like 350 calories. So it said his bowl was 1,000 calories. And then I went onto the Kava online count, like the online nutrition guide, and it was only like 650. So like it
Mm,
can be off. That's not for everything, but it can be off, and it's just something to like keep in mind. So I think like direct from the source is always going to be the best. But also like I think having basic um, dieting principles, right? Like if you're going to Portillo's and you want a burger, don't get cheese on there. If you can avoid the bun, avoid the bun. Like
yeah,
just things that are going to turn whatever you want into a lower calorie option. Um, so
yeah.
just like adhering to some basic principles, like the sauces, right? Not going for some low calorie sauces like mustard. Um, all those things are gonna just be like general guidelines for anywhere that you go.
Like I'm not gonna lie, like I remember when I went on a trip, I think it was like to like Virginia a couple years ago with my family. Um, this is like around the time when I was like really dieting. I think this is like 4 years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago or something. And I was like dieting, like, and we went on a trip and we were going out to this breakfast place, and I knew they had like breakfast bagels, but I didn't want the calories from the bagels, so I literally went to the grocery store and I bought low calorie bread. I brought low calorie bread to just like asked for like the toppings of the bagel, and then I just made my own like low-calorie bagel there. So you don't have to go to those extremes, but to me, that was just like that was just what was important to me at that time, so I did it.
Yeah.
And to me, it makes me feel better to do that. No, it's not an ED. It's literally just what you're choosing to do during that time frame that makes you feel better
Yeah.
about your goal,
Like, fuck, I
right?
don't want to eat all those carbs.
Yeah,
Well, have low
exactly.
calorie bagels next door. Let me go get one of those. Like it's no big
Yeah,
deal. Like, don't let anybody make you feel like you're being weird for staying aligned with your goals.
literally, literally.
Why most of America's obese. So
Yeah, exactly. If you need to bring your meal somewhere, just bring your meal. It is what it is. Like I don't think that's a bad thing. Most of the time people aren't really gonna care. Like all they really care is that you're there. That's it. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? So solid. I think
cool,
that sums up that.
awesome. And the last question, which is also the top comment, with a whopping 4 likes in the comment section. Chris Shoots video asks, if I wanted to absolutely ruin my gains and health, what are the 5 to 10 most effective steps to take? Great question. This is one of those like rage bait reverse psychology questions. I like
My
this.
gains and health.
My gains
Shit.
and health. One, stop moving. Don't do anything. Sit on the couch all day, bed rot all fucking day. Scroll on your phone. That's also a really good one. Like both of those in combination, you're just in bed scrolling on your phone, just consuming a bunch of useless media. Beautiful. That's gonna put you like 10 steps ahead.
I'm gonna say one thing. Vape,
Oh,
or doing anything that is super addicting at a very young age because I see a lot of kids doing that shit right now, and I don't think that is helping you at all whatsoever. I understand it's I think it's just something that like maybe a lot of you guys get influenced to do, and you just end up doing it, blah blah blah. But it ends up becoming a crutch,
yeah,
and as you keep using it, it doesn't help you, especially if you're trying to like be in the gym or try to get healthier. Like it literally just cripples everything. I think it's something that is very understudied right now. They say it's not as cancerous as cigarettes. Like I choose to not agree with that.
I
Like
don't believe it.
so I definitely think that that is going to be one thing. If you really really want to be way more out of shape,
The
you want to be
Chinese.
you want to be more anxious, you want to be more depressed, keep sucking on nicotine. I
Yeah.
think that's definitely something that's going to reverse your health for sure, 100%.
I can speak from experience. Like I started smoking when I was 17, so when I was pretty young, and it starts off as something that you and I mean I went to public school too, so I mean you see kids do it. I think it starts off as either something that you think is cool or as a coping mechanism for something else. I'm not something else that's underlying. Um, and yeah, I mean like if you get caught in it and it's something that you can't control, you can't stop doing, that is an addiction. And getting hooked onto something, especially at such a young age, yeah, we have no idea really like the long-term effects of how that's going to affect your brain development, your cognitive function. Like there's a lot that we don't know. And this also goes for like, dude, gear. Like I think that's one way you
Yeah,
can ruin your gains in health, like right away as a
very
young
early on.
person, very early on.
Arms,
Yeah,
arms, gear, all
arms,
all of
yeah,
those things right now I think are
under-researched,
yeah.
understudied in young, particularly in young people and pre-pubescent individuals. Like, so
I'm gonna even go as far as saying peptides, because that's
yeah,
a whole new
it's
freaking
very
buzzword
prevalent.
nowadays that a lot of young guys have absolutely no freaking clue what they're doing. And I hear it all the time. Just yesterday, I had a guy come in here telling him about one of his friends that was like taking a certain peptide, and he was like, I'm sure a lot of you guys probably have heard like of a GLP called retatrutide, like Retta,
Retta.
right? And
Bro, you're 15. You don't need Retta, bro.
they're like 16, 17 years old. Their milligram dosages are like they're taking 3 to 5 gram or milligrams of this stuff, like off the bat, nuking their appetite. Like they're literally not eating anything, zero. And for what? Like why? Like why are you doing this right now? You're like in an era like where you're trying to develop, right? Like everything,
Yeah.
not just your muscles, like mentally, like bones, everything is still developing. Like why are you shutting this off, just for the sake of getting leaner, and you don't even have an ounce of muscle. Like what are you going to see once you're leaner? Like you're not going to see anything. You're just going to be skin and bones. So like I think that is, yeah, if you want to if you want to completely do that, like just ruin your health, like if you go into this pharmacology route and everything, you start doing all these things at once, I think that's a very good way to just take a shit on your health.
Everything has a cost. Every single thing has a cost. And generally, like the cost is like doesn't is pretty parallel with what the reward is, so what you're going to get out of it. There's nothing that is free. And that is like a general rule of life, but
Mhm.
especially when you're talking about consumables and peptides and PEDs, like Every single thing has a cost. And peptides are just so new, and we have really no major short-term sides. So we don't like we can't say what it is, right? We haven't had these peptide, we haven't had retatrutide for 10, 15 years. We had, or 5 years even. Like we can't say what the long-term effects are going to be on your growth, on your internal organs, on just anything.
Mhm.
So we like it has a cost, and you won't know till you're older. Just like cigarettes, right? Cigarettes used to be marketed as healthy.
That's wild.
It's crazy, right? Like cigarettes used to be marketed as healthy, and we had no research on them. We didn't know that cigarettes were going to cause lung cancer. And so it's the same thing with peptides. Like if they can if these things don't have short-term side effects, cool, we can market them to the population as healthy. Hey, these are safe. Take this shit. This shit's gonna help you lose weight, not knowing that it's going to cost you in the long term. Everything has a cost. Understand that. Put that in your brain. Like it's not
Everything.
free. Nothing is free. Nothing in this life is free, including peptides. Like it's going to cost you some portion of your health down the line. It is.
Mm.
So, and you don't need it. You don't need it. Just eat less. Put the fork down. You're 15. You don't need Retta.
Yeah,
Like
you just need to grow.
the kids before you didn't use Retta. Like you don't need it.
Yeah.
It's you're. I think it's also going to make it like long term. If you want to be a bodybuilder, if you want to compete, if you want to be an athlete, like using something like you, I don't know. You're in a way to me that's like nuking your discipline. You're like you're telling yourself that you can't diet. You can't force yourself to just like eat
Mhm.
less.
Yeah. It's like shiny object syndrome, you know? Like it's the shiny object right now, and that's what you're choosing to fixate on. And I think right now it's just so much more accessible because of social media. So every single influencer you see online is just promoting this. This is what I did. Look at this 5 month transformation, 3 month transformation on Reddit, like all this stuff. And you obviously want the same results, but it comes at a cost, right? Because exactly like he said, like nukes your discipline. Like you really don't know how to do this yourself now or even go through it yourself. Like, and so I think a lot of those things are just very, I don't know, like nobody really talks about those things. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's huge. But the other thing I wanted to bring up on is alcohol.
Hmm.
Alcohol.
Hmm.
If you want to ruin your gains
That's a
and
big
you
one.
ruin your health, get stuck with alcohol
Yeah,
and
become an alcoholic.
become an alcoholic, basically, right? I've seen a lot of, I've had multiple clients with issues with this, and it's just, it's a drug. It's a drug and it's an addiction like anything else. And a lot of them don't really see how it affects them, right? Unless you're somebody that has like a third, like for example, when you're a trainer and you're looking at the way that it affects them through like a third eye view, right? Or yeah, basically, it's you can see the effect that it has on their ability to be motivated, on how depressed that they get, on how they perform day to day. Like it's crazy. And then when you take away the alcohol, like bam, all those things come back. Like their motivation comes back, their strength comes back, their energy comes back. And sometimes they fail to realize how much of a crutch it becomes to their life, right? Just because they're consistently addicted to just drinking more alcohol.
A lot of alcoholics don't know they're alcoholics
Yeah.
until they know they're alcoholics, and a lot of that is realized through. Yeah, I mean, I've had clients too that I've dealt with that with, and yeah, a lot of them don't realize it until they're here in the gym and they're trying to, perform. They're trying to be healthy. They're trying to, and they're like, oh, I just drink, you know, 2 to 3 times, just on the weekends. I have a couple of drinks, and then come Monday and Tuesday, they're like, they feel like shit. They can't push in the gym. They can't, and it's like, why? Well, because they're still recovering from the drinking sessions that they had over the weekend.
And they always play it down. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like they're always like,
yeah.
"Oh, I only drink
To
like once or twice every other day." I'm like, "Every other day? Like what?" Like so you're drinking like every day basically. Like
yeah,
that's kind of like what you're saying, but you're like downplaying it. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like
yeah. It's like somebody that smokes cigarettes or smokes weed. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I only smoke at night. Just to wind down at the end of the day. You know, every day. Yeah, yeah. No. Like maybe just on the weekends. And it's like at home. It's like every day.
there's just like half a bottle or something, like half a bottle and it's like, "Come on, dude. Like it's a half a bottle of freaking vodka." Like what? Like that's hard alcohol, right? Um yeah, I think that's
No,
huge.
that is huge. Like definitely. I mean, what are the big things? Like alcohol reduces MPS, muscle protein synthesis, by
Mhm.
some studies show up to 50%, but it's probably like the between 30 and like 20 was 25 and like 35%, something like that
Mhm.
is the average I guess consensus.
It nukes your strength.
Yeah,
I
for
have
sure.
seen it in real life, like with clients that are alcoholics that have had a binger, like right the day before they come in, their strength, their numbers drop by like
Yeah.
50% sometimes. Like they have zero strength. Zero.
Fucks your recovery, fucks your sleep.
Yeah, electrolytes are down, water intake, like everything is just down. They get headaches, all that stuff. So honestly, it's a giant inflammation on your whole system, right? And so like going into, your regular day and like trying to just function as a regular person, like it's just not going to happen. Like not only that, but it's going to like I've had clients that have been super anxious, like they get super depressed. They get very like
Yeah.
it's almost like as if they become a shell of the person that they were after that binge happens. And so I think all of those things are associated with that. Like it just doesn't make sense.
And like I don't think just drinking and bodybuilding and muscle building in general just don't really mix.
Hmm.
But I think for me, like talking from personal experience, I know that drinking on the very rare occasion, like on Christmas or a really special birthday, like literally maybe two at most three times a year, I'll drink, and it's on those special occasions, and it makes that that time, that drinking, just that much more enjoyable because it's something that's limited to only a couple of times a year and something that I can enjoy with people that I love, people that like it's a good time. I find that a lot of addictions um like will just hold you back from being fully cognitive, like fully there. Um
It'll ruin your health. Yeah,
yeah,
ruin your
yeah,
health and your gains,
you
like
know,
how this says.
yeah, any sort of addiction.
Um,
Caffeine, alcohol, I think that will definitely ruin your health, any sort of addiction. Um
any other hard drugs, but I
yeah.
think that's pretty obvious. Um, but yeah, I definitely I agree. I think any addictions like that. Lack of sleep. I think lack of sleep is also something like if you want to completely ruin your gains and your ability to lose the most amount of body fat and or build the most amount of muscle possible, don't sleep.
It's in common with like entrepreneurs and people that are within this like hustle culture of like, yeah, bro, I'm fucking up till 3 a.m. working on my business, doing XYZ, sending emails, doing cold messaging, whatever. It's like, how productive is that really? I mean, you're
Yeah,
up till 3 a.m. and then you have to be up at 7 a.m. and do it all over again. How productive is that following workday? Probably not as productive as it could have been if you just went to bed a little earlier and got some
yeah,
good sleep, got some good rest. You're gonna be more cognitively there, and then trying to use you know, something else as a crutch, like I don't know, like nootropics or caffeine to try to fill in that gap where you lost sleep is I mean, that's terrible. You're gonna, yeah, long term, you do that for a long enough period of time, your health is definitely gonna suffer. You're going
hmm,
to probably regress in the gym. Um,
yeah.
shit.
No, I think that's huge. I definitely think it's going to be something that is going to be uh super important. It's just in terms just sleep in general. I think if you don't sleep enough, like, yeah, you're going to see your recovery suffer. You're going to see your potential for fat loss suffer. Your mental acuity suffers. Everything suffers. And there is a payback, right? And so, like, the less sleep you accrue over a week or months, right? Like, it's like you're consistently going to have to pay this. It's almost like it's a sleep debt that you kind of end up getting yourself into. And I've had people have to pay that off usually on the weekends, right? It's like there's people that like have horrible Monday through Friday schedules where they're getting maybe 4 hours of sleep, maybe 5 hours, and then on the weekends they're like sleeping all freaking day. So it's like you're sleeping away 2 whole days just to like keep up this schedule that is obviously not helping you. You know what I'm saying? So and where you could have more of the day, right, or maybe more out of your 7 days if you just slept a little bit more every single day. So it could have just been like an extra hour. And I think a lot of this just has to do with time management. I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't think most people don't have enough time to sleep. I think you just suck at time managing. And I think you could probably be more productive within the hours of your day, right? Where it doesn't have to carry into the time where you have to sleep.
Yeah.
So
Like your sleep should really be non-negotiable. Like
yeah.
if you're trying to maximize your performance and your growth, yeah, sleep should be a non-negotiable. Like you need minimum 7 hours of sleep. Um,
Yeah.
Quality sleep at that. Um, so yeah, no, definitely no sleep. Well, that will fuck up your health and your gains. If I wanted to absolutely ruin my gaining health, I'm trying to think about those. Don't train. Shit.
Don't train, yeah,
Don't
literally
work
don't
out.
train.
Yeah.
Don't have enough water.
Yeah.
Um, don't eat enough protein. I think that would probably be also a good one.
Yeah.
Or don't eat enough or eat an absurd amount.
Yeah.
I think both of those are
Both are terrible. Yeah.
very, yeah,
Yeah.
very, very bad. Um,
Like even when I eat too much, like I get really inflamed. I get really like I
get
get terrible. I
puffy.
get puffy. I get
Yeah.
hot. Training sessions are shit. Yeah. You'd think they'd be good, right? Because you have like more glycogen, right? But nah. I feel like
Just like
shaking.
in the bathroom, dude. Like
Yeah.
if I have way too much food, like, and I'm trying to train, I'm like consistently just going to the bathroom and like pooping. Like it's not good. It's not like, so like there's a certain threshold of structuring a good like carb load and not getting that, but most of the time you're just gonna nuke your digestion. Like that's not gonna be good. Um,
Sure,
damn,
bro.
I think that's
That covers it. I mean,
majority of that, yeah.
any other questions you like want to cover? Anything that wasn't on here?
Mm.
Best joking exercises.
I was joking, exercises. No, I think that's about it. I mean, I think that was a decent Q&A. I think you guys asked some really good freaking questions. Um, I mean, I'm gonna vote as like the best question that I feel like was freaking awesome was the first one, like Chris shoots videos. Um,
Yeah, I like that one too.
yeah,
I thought that was a good question. We
more of
dove
those
into
questions.
yeah,
More of those
we
questions.
dove into a lot there. So I agree.
So Chris,
So
you get a free month.
Chris can get your free month, bro. Questions, we could do a whole
There we
other
go.
episode on just the questions themselves. But yeah, if there's any other questions you guys want, DM us. I'm sure we'll put stories up uh, leading up to the podcast day on Friday as well, so you guys can ask us more questions. But these were great. Ask more. Thank you guys for tuning in, for being part of the community.
Yeah,
Thank you
appreciate you
guys.
guys. Definitely like, subscribe, comment. Please keep spreading the word on the podcast. We're gonna keep trying to improve this. I think at some point we're probably just gonna get like a designated camera, just so like these technical difficulties don't happen. Just so that like it's like they're recording, we don't have to worry about it. But thank you guys. And yeah, awesome. This was a great Q&A. So Chris, come get your free month, and we'll see you guys for the next episode.